I don't know if any of you guys have a specific question, but something I wanted to talk about quickly. It's not so much
Mhm.
strategic. Oh, I'm going to mute everybody quickly. It's not so much strategic. It's more, I know it says Courtney, guys, but obviously it's me. It's not so much strategic, but I want to share with you guys a little bit about what has been going through my head since the day I joined Savvy, because I feel like it has been the reason that I've been able to do what I wanted to do here. And it's really important. So I want to talk about kind of like channeling your inner badass. And I don't know if you guys all have something you do. I know we've all probably heard about power poses, or going and, exercising, or going for a run, or just doing something that puts you in that. And I know Christy Dole has done a training before about mindset and like getting yourself in that good place before you do reach outs, before you have conversations, before you do a post, because, that energy and that vibe kind of goes out. But I want you guys to kind of think about, number one, what do you do to really make yourself feel like a badass? And for me, it is, it's feeling like I know more than the people I'm talking to. Not so much what I'm talking about, but it's feeling like I am really well educated in the language they speak. And what I mean by that is, when I was just getting started here, I came from another company where we learned a lot about this industry and how to analyze opportunities and how to find good mentors and how to posture yourself and have confidence when you are having conversations, because that's the most important thing. And like those things were the reason why, when I heard about Savvy, I jumped in so quickly, because I was like, I know this is an amazing opportunity. I know this. I felt like I struck gold. I felt like a badass, because from day one, even though I had no idea what I was talking about, I had this like zing of confidence. And we all know how important that is. And I know a lot of people that have been doing these power hours have talked about it, but I want you guys to think about, number one, what makes you feel like a badass, and do more of it, right? Again, doesn't matter what it is, but do more of it. I love spouting off facts and like sparring with my husband about things that I know I'm smarter than he is on, because it makes me feel better, right? Like, it's good to have conversations where you can hold your own. That always makes me feel, pretty smart and pretty good. My computer just turned off with my notes. So here we go, guys. But the other thing is, I'm going to mute you all again. Okay. The other thing is, think about who you're talking to and what you want to do with Savvy. My focus here from day one was to build a team, okay? Because I understand leverage. I understand the power of this industry. And if you want to truly tap into that like big amount of residual income, you can't just go and open one McDonald's and only sell fries to the people that drive by you every day. You got to open a lot of McDonald's and then sell all the fries and the cheeseburgers and the shakes and all that. So my intention here from day one was, I'm going to blow this out of the water, because I'm going to go find people to build a team with, right? To build a community with, that really want to be here. So the point of me saying all of this is, number one, make yourself feel pumped up, feel like a badass. But number two is, what is your intention with your business? And I know, I think it was Yana did a great training the other night on kind of what your intention is, but I want to dig into it a little bit more about what goes on in my head. So if I'm looking for people that I want to build a business with, what you're saying and who you're saying it to and how you're saying are the three things you always need to think of. Because what you're going to say to someone that's your mom, friend, girlfriend, sister is very different than what you're going to say to someone who's a business owner, or someone who's been in this space for 10 years, 5 years, has done really well at another company. It's going to be a different conversation. And I know that every single time we get on a Zoom, we get in a training, a coaching call, people are like, well, what do you say? And what's your language? And what would you say back to this? And the thing is, you have to learn to speak the language of whoever you are talking to. Because if you're speaking to a real estate professional, but you're speaking to them like they're your sister, even if you don't know them, it's too casual. You're not speaking the language they're used to, that they're well versed in, that they feel like a badass in their exchange with. So you got to get on the people's level that you're talking to. So I know the point of power hours is to get to work and to do your reach outs and to do your follow-ups and, kind of have a method to your madness. But what I want you guys to think about, every single conversation you have, every single post you put on social media, not only do you need to be intentional with it, you need to speak the language of who you're trying to attract or who you're talking to. You cannot say the same thing to every type of person and expect to get the same answer back. You cannot put a post on social media and attract all different types of people with just one post. You have to be very focused, very intentional with what you do and how you do it. So when you guys are sitting here over the next half hour or so and you're, thinking about people that you want to bring into your business, number one, I want you to think about this. If you're here to build a team, guys, by the way, obviously we have people here who might not want to do that, and that is okay. 85% of people who join a network marketing company don't really want to or have the ability to actually build a team. Okay. There's a very small percentage of people that come in with the skill set and the passion and the fire to go actually execute to that. Okay. And I was one of those people for 5 years before this, guys. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But my point is, if you want to build a team and you want to really kind of experience that duplication, that growth, that leverage that we all talk about so much, you have to go and find people that are going to be speaking that same language as you are. If you want to build a team that has a mix of people who are going to be customer focused and business building focused with brand partners, you have to be very specific with who you talk to, right? Not everybody's going to have the same goals you have. So you're going to be sitting here, like I said, for the next half hour, we'll do some reach outs, some follow-ups. What I want you guys to do is think about, how are you going to get noticed? How are those people that maybe you're too scared to reach out to, maybe that are the big successful person that you're probably like, they would never give me the time of day, or they would judge me or whatever. Who cares? No one's judging you, by the way, guys. But what are you going to say to those people intentionally to catch their attention? Because if you're reaching out to them about this, you have to understand that other people in this same space are probably reaching out to them about other opportunities. Those opportunities could be better alignment for them. This could be perfect for them. But how are you going to get noticed? Because if you're in a sea of other people who are doing the same thing, you're not going to be anything special. So I want you to think about, when you're having conversations, when you're doing reach outs, what you say should be direct. It should be to the point. It should be talking to this person on a level that they are used to. And if you have no idea how to do that, I encourage you to do a tiny bit of research before you just send them a copy and paste message from a language document or from something else that you heard from somebody else. And I'll give you guys a couple examples, right? If you're speaking to someone that's a girlfriend, this is what I did in the beginning. It was very casual. They've never done this business before. I'm not going to go in, like crazy with language that they've never heard of. I'm not going to be talking about duplication and retention and leverage and residual income. My friends don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's not going to resonate. What's going to resonate is, you're a mom, you're stuck at home because it's quarantine. You work out all the time. You live in cute athletic wear, athleisure wear, whatever it's called, athleisure. And you probably want to make some money and be a part of something that feels fun, because this sucks. COVID sucks. Quarantine sucks. We're all trapped inside with our kids. So my pitch to my girlfriends was, hey, something got dropped in my lap, super new. I know you like cute workout clothes. You should, we need to have a conversation. And from there it was, I kept it very casual because those are my casual friends. If you're talking to somebody who's in this space, you guys, you need to speak their language. You've got to communicate with them on a level that's going to interest them, because you seem smarter. You have something to offer that maybe they don't have to them. If you're talking to network marketing professionals, you need to speak the language of network marketing. If you don't, they will not respond to you, most likely. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter what that looks like. But my point is, if somebody reached out to me right now and said, hey, actually I just had someone do this to me. I'm not going to knock a company, but they were like, hey, have you heard of XYZ company? Are your nutritional needs being met? And I'm like, probably not. I just ate some macaroni and cheese. So definitely not. But it was just a crappy reach out. And it was like a long thing, and it was scripted, and it just felt very impersonal. And I wrote back to her. I was like, does this actually, do people respond to this for you? And it's someone I kind of know through my husband, but I was like, do people actually respond to this, type of message? And she's like, no, not really. And I was like, then why are you sending it? Why would you ever send a message you don't feel like a badass about when you send? So I want you guys to just think. And so many times people will say to me, well, what would you say back to this person? Or I really want to say this to her, but how would you say it better? just say what you really want to say. Record yourself just talking on your phone and then sit down and be like, oh, that was actually pretty good. Don't go ask somebody else what they would say. Use your voice and your badassness. I'm going to make up some words here to create that curiosity, to get them to respond to you, to get them to watch you. You've got to stand out, right? If you're not doing anything special, what is it? If you're not being talked about, you're not doing anything special, people are not going to respond if you're not making yourself stand out. So figure out language that makes you feel really proud to send a reach out message. Figure out language for yourself. And it's going to be different for me than what it is for all of you. Okay. But figure out something that when you send it, you feel great and you don't give a flying F if they respond or not, because it's on to the next, right? But you feel so good about those messages that you just keep going. And these people are now going to watch you. And like I say all the time, like that energy is magnetic. You don't have time to wait for Susie. You don't have time to wait for Deborah or for Ashley or Shannon or whoever. You don't have time. You're moving on to the next person because you know that what we have is so good. And you know that they read that message and they were like, damn, that was good. I wonder what she is up to. And then they watch you. So I want you guys to like do something, not right now. Maybe you can do it right now if it's, something quick, but do something that gives you that feeling of empowerment. Do something that teaches you something new. Read a new type of book. If you're always reading the motivational personal development books that are very general, like, the You Are a Badasses and that sort of thing, dive into a book that's a little bit more specific. Maybe it's a specific skill set. Maybe it's a specific industry. If you've never read The One Thing by Gary Keller is the founder of Keller Williams Real Estate. It's an excellent book. Most libraries have it. It has some language in it and some little tips that literally make me feel like a badass every time I go back and read it. It's on my nightstand. I love that book. It's not about real estate, but it's about a frame of mind and about making sure that what you're doing is so effective that people take notice, whether or not you actually mean for them to. So learn a new skill, read a new book. And guys, if you ever feel like you're stuck on language, you're stuck on what to post on social media, you're feeling like, it's probably because you haven't read anything lately or listened to something. So if you're a podcast person, find some good podcasts. And it doesn't always have to be that development. It could be, a serial killer podcast. That's what I like to listen to because I'm a weirdo. But it could be anything, but just get your brain out of the typical stuff you're thinking of. And what's this? She's another great read is Stay Sexy. What is that? Stay sexy and don't get murdered. Ooh, I love it. Okay. Yeah. So just figure out something, whatever it is, figure out language, figure out a couple words that when you're having conversations, it's a serial killer podcast. Great. When you're having conversations, when you're doing reach outs, when you're doing your follow-ups, makes you feel so good about doing it that you're empowered, you're motivated to go do more of that same thing. And I'm telling you what will happen is that attitude, that posture, that confidence, that badass feeling that you get when you send it is going to be felt on the other side of it. And those people will watch you and they will follow you and they will eventually end up coming back and saying, hey, I've been watching you. I want to know what you're up to. Or if nothing else, you gain some respect and you gain a new person that you can network with in the future who's going to support you even if they're not in your business. And that's a really important piece too, guys. You don't want your whole network to just be savvy people. You want to constantly be bringing people in who are smarter than you, who are more bold than you on social media, who have a skill set you don't have so you can watch and learn from them too. But anyway, the point of all of this is when you guys are doing reach outs, when you're doing follow-ups, when you're putting stuff on social media, if it doesn't make you feel like a badass when you're doing it, don't send the message. Don't post that post. Don't just do things to do things. Do things with intentionality so you actually get the result you want out of it. Not just so you can cross it off your list and be like, this isn't working for me. I need new language. I don't know what to say. And no one's responding. No one's responding because you're not being intentional. Okay. I don't know if that was just helpful or not, but I know for myself, when I send messages, I might only send a couple a day because sometimes I'm like, I don't really know who I want to talk to right now. I don't want to just talk to random people that I don't know if I don't have something really good to say to them. So I just think you want to have that feeling of you have something so good that if they don't answer, they say no, you're like, you're lost, dude. no big deal, because you know what? Who would not want to get paid to put on cute stuff and discover a brand that only 10,000 other people have discovered so far? I mean, that is right up my alley all day, every day. So that's it. Like, figure out a way to make yourself feel like a badass, and then go do the actionable items that are going to make you grow your business. And the last thing I will say is this, and I might have said this last week on the Power Hour, but that was a long time ago and my brain is fried. If you want to get customers, go get customers. If you want to build a team, go build a team. Don't dip your toes in. Don't do the thing where you're kind of doing a little bit of both, or you're not really sure what you want to do, or you need to set the intention. If you don't know what your where you want to go, how are you going to get there? If you want to build a team, you need to go talk to people that are going to build a team with you. If you want to get customers, you need to get the clothing in front of their eyeballs. I don't care if it's in person. I don't care if it's on social media, but don't say that I want to get customers, and then you're not sending out your newsletter every week, and you're not showing the pips, and you're not showing what's still available in the app, right? You got to get stuff in front of people's faces if you want to do that. If you want to talk business and find brand builders, business builders, you got to show them what we've got. You got to show them how simple it is, but be intentional. You cannot have one foot over here and be dipping your toes in the savvy. If you want to go and build something huge, you've got to go all in. And if you're not all in, my point of view is you're completely out. Okay. There's not one person here that's a founder, that's an executive, that's a leader that's not all in. You don't happen to hit rank by not being all in. Okay. So make yourself feel pumped up. I don't care if you want to put on music. I don't care if you want to do jumping jacks, or, I don't know what, push-ups, or go run around your house. Guys, I have run around my house before and come back in and done a few reach outs, because it gets your brain somewhere else. And then you're like, boom, that felt good. And you send the message and it feels good, and you feel good, and you move on. So all that being said, I want you guys to take the next, half an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I have no idea, because my computer just died in front of me, but take the time and look at who you're going to reach out to. Look at who you're going to follow up with. Look at who you're going to engage with on social media, and make it worth your while. Your time is valuable, so be intentional with it. That's what I got for you guys. So we'll get to work. You need a good info video for male dance teacher I have no idea. Male dance teacher who's an influencer on TikTok. Do you have any suggestions? I have no idea. I have no idea, Shannon Colby. Shannon Colby, you should just talk to them. I mean, you're a badass yourself. I have no clue. Guys, and I will say one other thing. If you don't have a video you've made for of yourself, even like a 2-minute video, like Jen Miller talked about last night on the Monday Mindset Call, go make one. We all started doing Zooms a week in. We didn't know what we were talking about. So if you're more than a week in, empower yourself to go make your own video, to go do that sort of thing. But male TikTok, I don't even know how to get on TikTok, guys. So I have no idea. If anyone has a recommendation, help Shannon Colby out. But let's get to work. Let's do some, hold on. Someone asked a question. What the newsletter is. Oh, great point. So some people make newsletters to send to their customers every week, showing what is releasing on Fridays. So basically it could be a newsletter, it could be an email. It's just a way to show potential customers or customers you already have what's releasing, so that they can actually see the images, because we all know that we're such creatures of, we see it, we like it, we want it, right? So that's all it is. Some people have newsletters, some people do emails, some people use just social media. Yeah. Is there a training on MLM languaging for professionals? No, there's not, because it could literally go a million different ways and there's so much information. What I would say to do is find someone you resonate with that's in this space. Maybe it's like Ray Higdon, maybe it's Eric Worre, maybe it's Robert Kiyosaki, who is someone like, I love the information he puts out. It's all financial education, cash flow, residual income sorts of things. Find somebody on social media to follow that really speaks that language well. There's a few people I secretly follow that I'm not going to share with anybody because I'm trying to prospect them. Robert Kiyosaki, Kiyosaki. He is the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Probably a book you guys might have all heard of when we were much younger. But he has a couple different books out there that are really good. But Bob Heilig speaks pretty decent, network marketing MLM language. I mean, a lot of these people are on Facebook for free too. You can find like videos and little snippets they do. But I would say just, I'm trying to think of some other books. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but those are probably good places to start because they're network marketing professionals, they're coaches, that sort of thing. GoPro is a great one. Yep, by Eric Worre. Any suggestions? What info or video to send a gym owner who wouldn't want to build a team but may be interested? I would just tell them they could do that. Guys, I don't really know. I mean, everyone wants a great video to send. I think sometimes you have to just give them the overview, right? Like, here's what it is. Here's what you could do with it. You own a gym. You have the ability to maybe showcase a few items. It's all from an app. It could be very simple for you. You could buy new items as they sell out, hook people up to the app. Customers can then go on and purchase. I mean, I think probably a conversation might be best because we don't have any videos specific to like brick and mortar or gyms or things like that. And Debbie just said Eric Worre is having a 7-day, 90-minute a day seminar starting tomorrow for 1:00. And guys, here's the thing I will say too. And Christy Hardy had the best quote on Facebook today. And it was something about like, don't spend your time training, get into action. Like, don't spend your time soaking up every single resource and video and this and that. Just get into action and you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out along the way. So, I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah. So let's get to work. I have a whole bunch of reach outs to do because I have my list ready and we can circle back at the end and answer any other questions you guys have. So let's go. Hey, everybody. I'm just reading some of the comments here. So if you're still messaging or voice messaging, continue on. But I wanted to just talk or kind of respond quickly to a few comments on here. Someone said that a lot of people reply that we are too pricey. Guys, that's just an opinion. To be honest with you, I shopped at Old Navy for all my activewear until this got dropped in my lap. But I also knew that the majority of my friends spend way more money than I did on Lulu. So, someone saying that, they might feel that way, but you have to remind them sometimes that their network doesn't necessarily feel that way, right? Like some people have priorities. I spend a lot of money on shoes and other random things I don't need, but I will never spend a lot of money on a handbag. I will never spend a lot of money on jewelry for myself. I like cheap costume fashion jewelry. So everyone has different priorities. So I think sometimes just telling people, hey, listen, totally get it. And I kind of felt the same way, but here's the deal. A lot of people are spending money and it's premium quality, and, kind of take the conversation from there. And guys, don't feel like if somebody ghosts you, you can't go back and say to them, hey, I never got a response from you, but I really think you need to take a look at this. It's been 3 weeks since I've, reached out. I'm still thinking about you and we got to talk or something like that. You can always go back to people and let them know why you were reaching out. Let them know what's happened over the past few weeks since you've, initially reached out to them. Honestly, people ghosting me doesn't really affect me anymore. It used to. I used to take it really personally, but I don't anymore. It's their loss. So just move on. You have to find the right people you want to be talking to. And not every single person is perfect for this. Could this work for anybody? Absolutely. Will it? No. And sometimes it's not the right time for that person too. So don't get stuck on people ghosting you, or if someone says it's too pricey. Some people think Old Navy is too pricey. Someone said they'll stick with their Nikes. I mean, I think Nike is too pricey. I don't want to spend $200 on a pair of sneakers. That's just me, but that's my own opinion. Not everybody else thinks that way. So I would just have those conversations and just say, hey, totally understand, but kind of put it in perspective for them. Does anyone have any other questions before we kind of finish up here? I will just say to all of you, number one, thank you for hopping on, obviously. And number two, I hope you are all going back to your teams, to your, friends that are here as brand partners, and encourage them to get on these power hours. They have been amazing over the last week. And, we have all of the same people doing them again this week. And you're getting to hear so many different people's perspectives, experiences, language, their strategies, their methods. So plug into as many as you can, because this is where the magic happens. You learn, you do, and you just continue on. So you guys are all welcome. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And I'll be on at 6 a.m. tomorrow. If anybody wants to get up, 6 a.m. Eastern, I'll be on again. And then we have some other ones for tomorrow too. So have a good night, everybody. And that's that. Bye.